All right, so off camera, after he just talked about Joseph talked about lemonade, I had to read some that somebody wrote on Facebook, and I wanted him to react to it, and his reaction was very hot charged. So I'm gonna just let y'all know what it was. So this is in regards to the Lemonade Beyonce video. This dude wrote he wrote a bunch of things, but on one thing he wrote, men, this message. He said, watch Lemonade yesterday. A few things I'll say about it. And number 4. He numbered it. Number 4 is men. This message is not for us at all. We will never understand the emotion behind most of these words. And then so a girl at the bottom commented, she said, why can't men understand the emotion behind these words? I'm just curious. I understand men aren't necessarily as emotional as women and are much simpler, and also I disagree with that. But are you saying that men are mentally and emotionally capable of understanding these types of feelings? And then he responded, I get the emotions. Most men won't. You have to be really aware of how emotions work, and most of us don't.
So, women are emotional creatures.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Can I say, before you keep your thought, but can I say this is true? That's what he just said. I feel is true. But I can also say that it's also true. I know that men are emotional creatures. Yeah. It's just that
and that's what I'm gonna get to.
All right, my bad.
I'm gonna get to it. Women are emotional creatures, and I feel like that's one of their main ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Men don't want to be labeled as emotional creatures, but men are creatures that have emotions, and a lot of times we're raised in this world where we have to suppress that, because if you don't, you're gonna be called gay, you're gonna be called a punk, you're gonna be called weak, you're gonna be called soft. I don't give a damn. I love words.
My dog farted.
I love women.
My dog farted. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I love words. I love women. And I uplift women, and I hold women in this separate realm. I was raised by women, a village of women, from my grandmother on down to my youngest aunt, on down to my older female cousins. So I have a very deep appreciation for women. So it's not the case that a man doesn't understand emotions. A man doesn't want to understand emotions. A man is not raised to live or dive into emotions, to express emotions. If you're a man and you cry, you know, don't dry them tears up. Don't I don't want to see that. Stop all that damn crying. You know, and that's what you get. And so when you get older, you tell yourself mentally, don't cry. Stop all that damn crying. You a man. Don't tell that girl you love her. You a man. Don't tell that girl how you feel about her. You a man. It doesn't have to operate like that.
Emotions are feminized in men, especially in my experience in the black community. It's very much so feminized. Everything he just said. And it's so funny because men, and especially black men, are clearly emotional creatures. It's just that you are taught to suppress it. Just like how women, and you're groomed to feel discouraged to be in tune with your emotions. Just how women are groomed to be discouraged to be in tune with their intellectuality. It's like, just be pretty. What you worrying about? Like, don't go deep. And also, y'all oftentimes don't even need to go deep because men don't challenge y'all to do so.
don't even worry about it.
Right, because just look pretty for us. Just like women oftentimes don't challenge men to do so, because women already have this idea that men are these like Philistines, Neanderthal, caveman kind of guys, right?
And disclaimer, we aren't talking about the new wave of women. We aren't talking about the new wave of intellects, the group that are intellects and intelligent. We're just talking about those of the traditional, of what most of our generation consists of.
Yeah, most of it. Yes. I'm 30, but especially mine. And because growing up, it was definitely like that. It wasn't cool to talk about your feelings. Like, it was, except for when it reached a climax in terms of a fight or something. Like, a guy, a girl wants him to talk about his feelings. He's like, I ain't talking about shit. No. And she's like, all right. And then, like,
it's accepted.
Yeah, it's accepted. But then, not until it blows up and it becomes a big thing. And he's like, because blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. And then sometimes that's considered to be attractive. A girl Lauryn Hill makes me argue just to see how much you're in love with me. That's kind of a mentality. Like, you don't, like, a lot of times a girl will accept that a guy is emotionless, except for when he's pushed to the brink and his back's against the corner, and then he's like shows that, and then that's attractive a bit, because otherwise he's
because
not.
otherwise,
you know, he's not. You know, he's not showing his emotions. He's not showing I love. Like, I used to do that. That was my tactic. This was me when I got girls when I was younger. What's up? What's your name? Yeah. And they like that. They like there's mystery behind that. There's a person who is not in tune with his emotions. That there's a kind of a sense of masculinity due to the fact that I'm not smiling, due to the fact that there's a darkness. My life is so. Yeah. What's up? Yeah. No. Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you say this, man, because last night I met my friend E-Dot, man. I haven't seen E-Dot in 3 years since we graduated from college. And so her and I were talking, had a beer or two, eating, talking, watching basketball. And we were sitting there, man, and just talking and just, you know, reminiscing and just catching each other up on life. And she noticed, and this is as a defense mechanism for me. I can be over the top with emotions and sensuality and sensitivity. So she noticed how much from back then and now how much shorter my responses would be, or how much shorter. She's like, so, you know, is something wrong? Like, no, nothing wrong. You know, everything cool. She was like, well, you know, it just seems like, you know, you're short with me. And I just had to laugh. Like, it's not that I'm trying to be short with you, and I have to learn how to filter this. It's just I've learned throughout the years that keeping it shorter is simpler, and it makes everybody happier. Because when you start to read a person and you touch on feelings and, you know, what the vibe may be, that's when they get uncomfortable. Especially if you hit the nail on the head. That's what runs people off. They get overwhelmed because, like, damn, how did you know that and I didn't say it? I can read mannerisms, body language, how your eyes, how your face is, what you're wearing, the colors that you're wearing. I read all of that. I analyze all of that. And so it's just funny that you say that, because most women are attracted to let me not say most women.
Let's just say many.
When women are attracted
a significant amount
to being brief, being shallow, keeping it on the surface. And not just women, men too. It's rarefied air to look at a woman and say she's beautiful, but not because of how smooth her skin may be, how colorful her eyes may be, how pretty her body may be, but she's beautiful because of the words that she's eloquently speaking, or the heart, the care that's beaming at you. It's rare that you call a woman beautiful because of that.
Can I tell you something too? A friend of mine recently, a female friend of mine recently talked about how, like, she just got in it with her dude because she feels like the guy doesn't want to. Her dude is like is less interested in conversing with her after they've been with each other for about like 6 months or so, and it's getting to this place where she feels that the guy is bored by their discussions. And I had to tell her, man. I was like, you know what? To be honest, a lot of males are bored talking to women because, and she admitted that she was guilty of this, because a lot of times what women do when they talk is, so the guy is usually, he's the silent one, you know, he's just the one listening, and the girl just basically gives you an account of her day. She tells you that this happened, that happened. It's like she's a recording device, and then she hits the play button in front of you, and you know, she's regurgitating everything that happened to her. That's not interesting to guys, because a guy many of us, a certain type of guy anyway, we had to be creative when approaching many women, and we had to find something interesting to talk about to stimulate you. Or if not that, also, it's our fault too, because many men have played the role of interviewer and have made women feel like that's okay, that you don't need to have to say anything interesting, as you just said, because I think it's definitely a nurture thing. A lot of women aren't being in tune with the beauty of intellectuality because, again, they've never been challenged to be in tune with that. A lot of guys never wanted more from a woman than to be pretty. And so there were also our culture and men are guilty of that, of not asking for more, wanting more, just conversationally speaking. So now what women are left with is this idea that they don't have their standard is very low for what's stimulating dialogue, basically, is what I'm saying. And so that's also an unfortunate thing.
It's very unfortunate, man. I'm a sapiosexual. I love the mind. The mind is a beautiful place. It can be very destructive. It can be very dark. It can be very deep. But I love it.
Let's explore. We're something in us as human beings are explorers. And I say this, I wrote this one time. I was like, y'all jump off your plane, you swim with your sharks. I feel you. I understand that adrenaline rush. But it sucks that so many people underestimate the adrenaline rush of being vulnerable, of admitting to someone, a significant other or a close friend, admitting things that are burdening you, the dark things that like are just swelling. And when you admit that and are vulnerable, first of all, you feel powerful. And then also you feel relieved. And also you feel more connected.
Yeah. So, that it's just, like I said, it was. I sat there with my cousin and watched the entire. She had already been like 25, 30 minutes in. I told her, no, rewind it. And my other cousins were there and they were like, man, y'all finished yet? Nah. She was like, nah, y'all can go back in the room. And we just sat there. We had a cigar. We had some Jack Daniels. And we sat there, smoked our cigar, sipped on our Jack Daniels, and watched the Lemonade video, man. And I watched it. I wasn't on my phone. Yeah, I'm watching it, cuz. I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah.
And I loved it, man. And it's just like, I'm not a man now. Mm-hmm. I have no testicles. Mm-hmm. No, I don't have anything. They're gone.
Yeah.
So I just hate that we still live in that society. And that's another thing that holds us back and keeps us disconnected.
Absolutely, man.
But hey, I accept myself. I love myself, like K-Dot said. So, yeah, man, Lemonade, again, watch it. Check that out, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful experience. Just art, even if it's fake. It could be fake. The videography was incredible. Fake, real, authentic, genuine, whatever. It's fake. Fallacy, whatever. It's fake.
Right.
Fake, whatever. It's a great video. So, check it out.
That's what's up. I'm going to watch it.